Welcome back to Satisfactory. In this episode we are going to look at my plastic, rubber, and aluminum factories that built for update 3. Since everything changed, there. Yeah. See here I've already got full aluminum, and between basement storage and the storage upstairs, probably got about 80,000 ingots manufactured just in the factory right here. So let's get over to the stuff. That was weird. Okay, so map right here in the west coast, and back before update 3 we had 4 pure oil nodes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. After the update, these 2 are pure, these 2 are normal. So I got these 2 overclocked 125% for 300 output crude oil, which is the max the pipeline will take, and these 2 are overclocked to 250 for 300 output. And this train is 11 cars long now, so I just have the last 2 here. Station's way down there. So, plastic and rubber. Five ISCs here, and the overflow goes into the sink guy. Mostly just keep stuff running. So, well, we'll see. Okay, so here's one of the pumps, normal node, 250% overclock. Comes to this pump. What I found is if you got a big storage container like this guy, a buffer, if you don't have a pump right in front of it, it just keeps flowing backwards to the pump, and it'll never, or to the extractor, and it will never fill this thing up. So that's what this guy's for, to fill this guy up. 1200 crude oil, which then goes into 10 refineries, or is it 10? 1, 2, 3, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 refineries. And what I do is, so the first one can just go in pretty much by itself, and then each one after that I have a separate pump just to make sure that they're all getting 100%. If you don't do it like from about here, they just won't, there won't be enough to pump. You can see all these ones down here are pumping harder. That could just be because they're running out. They produce more plastic or rubber. So, 4 series of plants, 1, 2, 3, and 4 down there. And they're all making the heavy crude oil. Heavy oil residue, which goes out in a pipeline. Now these two are making plastic, so they only produce less of this, 10, whereas with rubber it actually produces double, 20. So these 20 plants right here making plastic, and they merge together, and or one's making plastic, one's making rubber. The heavy fuel oil merges together to make 200 per minute, and it goes off to make petroleum coke. Whereas the rubber and plastic plants over here are rubber plants, I should say. They're 200 each, and they go into separate buffers, and they also make petroleum coke. So every pump like this guy, extractor, pump, storage buffer, 10 things, and then the plastic and rubber goes down here to the train station, and the heavy fuel oil goes off in this direction. Over here I got it split for excess oil production, where it's coming through here making fuel oil, or fuel I guess, and then it's going over there into gas power plants, fuel power plants. But when they're not running, the excess comes over here and goes to make petroleum coke. Okay, so into this guy, this should be full of the heavy oil, or heavy, yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, heavy oil residue, 1200 right there in a buffer, and I got 3 of those buffers. And then over here, I've got 5 refineries making petroleum coke. Actually, I have another 10 over there to the left. So everything over there is making petroleum coke. See, it comes down here and it goes into all these ISCs, and they're full. Okay, and then that stuff goes over here to the aluminum plant. in the old days, you could just take bauxite and mix it with silica, and you could get aluminum ingots. The new method a little bit more difficult. Right now, I've got 2 aluminum miner level 3s. One is over there, right up that platform, and it comes over here with belts, and I got another one up here. And they combine, they go over that way, back over to my train station where they used to go straight to the factory. So one mine is right here, runs on belts over to here. The other mine's here. They combine, they come across here to this train station. But now I've got them running over here, coming down, and they come across and in here. And then finished ingots go out that way, and they get loaded on the buffer at the train station and go back to the main factory. So, bauxite comes in over here and up into this buffer, and then it comes into these 11 refineries, and they also require water. So initially I set it up with one water extractor on every refinery, but then I found out that I could cut it down to about these two just run off the excess on these guys. These 4 guys take the alumina solution, and they combine with the coke, and then they make the scrap aluminum here. And I've got them running on 2 separate belts to 2 ISCs and then 4 outputs, so I can get 780 off of each one. And the byproduct is water, so I've got that coming over here, and these 2 feed at 100% off of this. Produces 240, I believe, and then I've got the excess coming to here, and whatever else is needed is made up by this water extractor down here. And the rest of these just run straight off of water extractors, 1 each with a pump to boost them in there. So, bauxite comes in here and splits and goes where it needs to, and water is where it needs to. And then I've got them split so that every 3, I believe, and then 2 go into an individual refinery down there, because they can take input of 240 and a pipe is 300. So obviously if you try to run them all in one pipe, you only get 300, and you can't run 4 refineries off of it. But with 4 separate pipes you can. So, and then the silica comes down this way and goes down here to a buffer, and it produces enough silica to run 1 foundry. So I've got silica and aluminum scrap. Aluminum scrap comes down here, silica comes down here, and I got a foundry on the end which produces 80 ingots a minute. The rest of these are smelters, 19 smelters, and they just take the straight aluminum and output 36 ingots a minute. And everything extra for the silica goes into the awesome sink and just grinds it up. So too much plastic and too much rubber would shut down the production of the heavy fuel oil, which is made into the coke, which runs the later part of the series, and too much silica here would shut down the production of the alumina solution, which is needed with the coke to make the scrap aluminum to make the ingots. So kind of complicated. And we come down here, and this guy's full. So there's 99 ingots there, and like I said, the belt goes back there and all the way over there, and you can see it's full. So back to the train station and into 12 regular storage containers, or 14, I don't remember how it is, plus the train station. Then the mount on the car and the mount on the other train station, and the buffers in the basement, and the ISCs on level 3. So I probably got about 130,000 aluminum ingots stored right now. So when in the future I need some more, it'll just pop some more out. So nice little short tour, and hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later. Bye.